So, a very good morning to all the members connected with us. We are going to start with our session. And the session, as per the today timetable schedule, is student centered instructional strategy. So, why student centered instructional strategies? Because this is the demand of NEP 2020 that whatever classes that we are going to organize, the student must be the central part or the locus of that particular classroom. So, that is why we need to understand that when it comes to organize and engage student in the process of teaching learning, what are the different kind of teaching methods the teacher may select. It also depends upon the choice of the teacher, it depends upon the subject that you are going to teach, and largely it depends upon the level and quality of the students you have at your institution. So, when it comes to the selection of the different teaching centered, student centered teaching approaches, we need to understand that student centered teaching approaches means student all the time will be the active participant of that particular activity. And there's a famous saying, tell me I forgot, teach me I may remember, involve me I may learn. And Albert Einstein once said, any fool can know, the point is to understand. So, if in my class my students are not able to understand the content that I'm going to deliver or already delivered for them, it means I am just able to develop their remembering capability. I'm not able to develop any level of understanding and application. So, as a teacher, when I entered in my class, I need to think of that what we mean by teaching. So, when I'm saying that student centered teaching method means the comfort and order of the teacher also comes in picture. It is not that there is integration of technology compulsory by the management or compulsory by the policy, and as a teacher I'm not comfortable while integrating that. What kind of support system is available with me by the use of which I can integrate that technological resources? Because as a teacher I'm not comfortable, I may have command over the subject, I may not have command over the tools or techniques that are available. So, initially, when it comes to the teaching, as a senior member of that particular department, I need to think of that whether my students are able to use those resources that are available, or whether my teachers are professionally excellent in that particular field or area. So, whatever opportunities or resources we are providing to them, they are able to utilize those resources in their teaching learning activities. If that kind of preparation is not there at departmental level, somewhere it is difficult for us to manage the resources that are available nowadays. So one senior member of your department, he or she may be very good, excellent in his or her field of specialization, but when it comes to organized classes by using online learning scenarios or teaching learning activity, that faculty may face challenges, that teacher may face challenges. So what kind of support system you are creating for that particular faculty? So maybe with that senior member there is one young faculty appointed by the department to initially train and guide that faculty to use those technological resources, so that the comfort and order of that faculty can also be developed. Or maybe a lab technician or a technical support team can be organized for in the department to train the faculty to utilize the technology and tools, train the faculty to dismantle or shift from one source of technology to another source of technology. So we are very new to this online teaching learning system. It is not only restricted to the Google platform or the Google Classroom. There are many tools and techniques available. For that we need to have preparation as far as the faculty population is concerned. And as per the definition also, when we are saying teaching, teaching is a combination of student and teacher activity. Where we are going to perform those activities, it is going to be happened in a classroom environment. Those classrooms can be offline, those classrooms can be online. How those activities can be created, it totally depended upon what kind of resources you have. So, depending upon the available resources, the teacher may think of designing an atmosphere where learning can take place. So it is, suppose there are two remote centers connected with me, there are 46 faculty members connected with us from the different areas, different locations. There are, I think, 30 to 32 participants available with us in the due course of time at NITR Chandigarh also. You may have different kind of infrastructure resources at your institution level. So whenever you plan for the teaching for your institution student, you need to think of that what kind of resources available with us, and depending upon the kind of resources, how we can create learning experiences for our student. So in this particular lecture, we need to think of that, is it only the lecture method that we are using again and again for our student, or we can change our approach from lecture method to another teaching approaches. If resources are not there, if the teachers are not professionally trained, we can also convert a traditional lecture into an active lecture. So there are many strategies available by which we can also engage the student using lecture method only. But as a teacher, I need to think of that what kind of learning environment I'm going to create and design. So my first question to all the participants connected with us offline, online, that when it comes to the creation of the learning environment, what mode of teaching do you generally prefer? What kind of learning environment you want to in your class? आप क्या चाहते हैं कि आपके स्टूडेंट कैसे बिहेव करे, आपका मोड ऑफ डिलीवरी क्या रहे, व्हाट काइंड ऑफ सपोर्ट सिस्टम नीड टू बी देयर, किस लर्निंग एनवायरनमेंट में आप ज्यादा कंफर्टेबल हैं? एनी मेंबर फ्रॉम द ग्रुप, एनी मेंबर? आपको कैसे पढ़ा के मजा आता है? आप एक्टिविटी करा के यू एंजॉय योर टीचिंग? Kavita ma'am said class should feel like one-on-one, attractive and innovative. Thank you very much, Sad sir. So when you're saying that classes must be attractive and innovative, means you are saying, as per my understanding, means there is something always new happening in a classroom environment. Involving students by activity. Thank you very much, Harjeet sir.
एक ऐसा एनवायरनमेंट हो जिसमें जो सबसे वीक स्टूडेंट है वो भी सीख सके,
वो भी सीख सके. Okay.
इंटरैक्टिव, full of activities.
Interactive, full of activities. Ramkumar sir also said interactive. One member said innovative. Something new needs to be happen in a class, and one-to-one interaction need to be there. Student where they are having full of concentration and they are free to discuss. So thank you very much all the participants for your responses. So when it comes to creating a learning environment, depending upon the options that are available with us or depending upon the choices selected by the teacher, it totally dependent upon the teaching style of the faculty. So my teaching style may be different, your teaching style may be different. That is why it is being said that when it comes to create a teaching learning environment, it is the teacher who is going to decide that what kind of learning environment I want to create for my student. So how we are going to create that learning environment? After identifying what kind of resources available with me. If there is only chalk and board available with me, so if this is a restriction for me as a teacher, that whether I'm planning an activity, whether I want discussion to be happened in a classroom environment, the major challenge is I do not have much facilities available. I need to restrict myself for chalk and board, and I need to decide what activities my students can perform by using this teaching media that is available with me. When I'm using PowerPoint presentation, the method to use PowerPoint presentation is, whenever I'm using PowerPoint presentation for my student population, I need to provide handouts to my student related to that PowerPoint. Because on PowerPoint, there are always 4 to 5 key points that are mentioned. Student need to have elaborated information so that they can design questions and they can ask questions to the student. So that is the PowerPoint method of teaching. So elaborated handouts need to be given to the student when the teacher is presenting information with the help of PowerPoint presentation, so that student not just exposing we are not just exposing students to the new information. Students are able to go through that information in detail. They are able to process that information. Without processing information, they are not able to ask questions to me. They are just listening to that particular information. So whenever teaching or the learning environment is being decided, it is the choice of the teacher that what kind of learning environment he or she may be able to organize for the student. Another important thing that we need to consider is, after the comfort and order of the teacher, what is the level of your student? If your student do not have those basic foundational skills, it is not possible for you to involve your student into activities. एक्टिविटीज में कौन स्टूडेंट जा सकते हैं? जिनकी बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग रिलेटेड टू दैट पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट एंड कंटेंट इज already developed. So we cannot directly go by activity kind of thing. We first need to expose them with the new information, and after exposing them with the new information, we can gradually improve the quality of the work of the student. It may need, my student population may need a preparatory kind of a phase to prepare their understanding for a new subject, for a new curriculum. Up chemical engineering, I am from the field of chemical engineering. My area of specialization is chemical engineering. There are many technical words and vocabulary my student need to understand before going to the core subjects of chemical engineering. I cannot directly start with activities before developing their basic understanding related to that branch of specialization. For electrical branch, maybe for electronics branch, maybe for computer science branch, as a chemical engineer, I do not have that kind of vocabulary, so that I can understand that what activity or what task you are going to design or given to your students. So as a teacher, we need to consider comfort and order of us as a faculty and level of the student population. Now on your screen, there is a image provided. Try to interpret the meaning of this particular image. So the participants connected with us, you are requested to kindly write in the chat box the meaning of this particular image. Learn. It's a mirror image. As per your understanding, what is the meaning or interpretation of this image?
एक ही सिक्के के दो पहलू.
एक ही सिक्के के दो पहलू. Okay.
Teaching is
That's
center point of teaching is to be learning. Learning
Okay.
should happen.
Learning must be happened in a class.
They are inseparable.
They are inseparable.
learning is the reflection of teaching.
Learning is the reflection of teaching. Teaching must results into equivalent amount of learning. So from the center also, let me check the responses from the participants. Teaching without learning is not impactful. Teaching become learning. Teacher teach and learn along with the student. Teach with the learning abilities. Okay, as a teacher, we need to also act as a learners. So nowadays, when the information is available in abundance, that information may not be available with the teacher. So as a teacher, we also need to act as a learner many at times. So thank you very much, all the participants. So when it comes to create, so very rightly added by all the members in the group, that when it comes to teaching, this teacher need to understand that teaching must results into equivalent amount of learning. So whatever I'm dealing in terms of topic, what I am delivering in my classroom, some sort of assessment need to be there. So after delivering that information, whether my students are able to understand it or not, I'm not talking about the level of application, analysis, synthesis, or evaluation. Just in a class, when I'm dealing with a given topic, whether the kind of understanding I want my students are able to develop that understanding or not. When I'm saying application of that teaching or analysis of that information, that may be the stages my students are able to get excellence later on after covering of some information related to that subject. But in every class, some sort of understanding need to be developed by the teacher. So when it comes to assessing that whether my students are able to understand the content or not, the next teaching method needs to be, best approach क्या होती है to check the level of the student? Questioning technique.
Reasoning or question?
Reasoning and questioning need to be the part of every class. So the second teaching method the teacher can easily incorporate in teaching learning environment is assessing the level of the student just by asking questions. And how we need to ask question in the initial phase of the semester, so of the topic or of the lesson, a simple statement need to be asked to the student. Why simple statement? If in the initial phase I'm asking complex and difficult statements to my student, they feel disengaged in that learning environment. Somewhere they think of that this topic is very difficult or I'm not able to cover this particular content. To develop that level of motivation and engagement, the teacher need to ask few and simple statements to the student and give them real life examples so that students are able to relate with that particular content. So initially, when we are asking questions to our student, it must be very simple and it must be available with most of the student. In the middle phase of the lecture, whenever the teacher is using this questioning technique, those questions must be related to the topic that you are developing or you are delivering. So if I'm dealing with the topic of, say, heat transfer and the topic is conduction, so in my today class, when I'm asking question to my student, those question statements must be related and restricted to the topic of conduction only. I'm not asking the concept of heat transfer. I'm not asking anything that I have previously taught to them or in the time to come. So whatever I'm delivering today in my class, my question must be restricted to that particular topic only. And in the end of the class, when I'm asking question, that question must be an application based question, a complex statement that is designed by the teacher. Why a complex statement? Because we need to develop curiosity among our learner that there is something new that you are able to get in the classes to come. So that complex statement may again causes curiosity among student population to know something more about that particular subject. So that second approach, teaching approach in which we can involve our student in teaching learning is the use of questioning technique, and any teacher can plan for assessment by using three sets of question. One is the simple statement, another is the statements related to that particular topic, and at the end of the class the complex statement, the answer of which may be available with one or two student, and rest of the student need to go through that information in detail to know about that particular answer.
That is why the pattern of most of the question papers is like we have
Section A,
objectives,
B, and C.
objectives, then
Yes.
short answer question, and then we have subjective question.
Subjective question. So the second technique that we have discussed is the questioning technique. So another important information that I would like to share is as per the literature. So these are all the statements that I've selected from the literature only, research paper only, and those research paper in the field of effective teaching clearly mentioning that principles of effective teaching are it encourage student instructor contact. So when I was asking first question that what kind of learning,
Hello.
so as per when I was asking question related to the learning environment, and many of the teachers said the classes must be interactive, it must be, the classroom must be free to discuss, it must be one to one interaction that is happening in a class. The first principle of effective teaching is about this only. The classes must be full of interaction where student and teacher can interact with each other. Encourage cooperation among students. How the cooperation is going to be happened?
Giving them group tasks.
Giving them team based activities. When the students are working in teams, there is a cooperation among student population. So again, when the students are working in different team, there is some sort of interaction that is happening within the student population and with the instructor or with the faculty also. Encourage active learning. So when you're saying that the best learning environment is in which you are able to provide them activities and in which students are able to do something, it means student must be able to do something in the presence of the faculty. What is happening in our technical education system is there is a culture Since ages, there is a culture of giving written assignment to the student. But in today's scenario, when there are number of tools and techniques available, my student is able to complete an assignment just by using ChatGPT or maybe by using another tool of AI that is available. So somewhere we need to think of that rather than giving those written assignment that my students are able to copy paste from the different resources, a unique assignment, maybe one in a semester, need to be given to the student where they can reflect upon what they are learning. Otherwise, the kind of activity that my students are performing that have no mean. And nowadays, students are saying that there is everything that is available on Google with me. If I'm writing it again and again, what I'm getting out of that particular activity. So students are not willing to perform. I'm not saying that we are not going to give them written activities. Writing is compulsory. Students need to understand that how to write in a structured and concise manner. But the nature of assignment or the nature of activity that we are giving to our student, that must be changed as per the level of the student. So reflection based teaching assignments need to be given to the student rather than asking them discuss, explain, demonstrate, or the kind of question define, enlist. So these kind of statement need not to be the part of your classroom assessment. For summative assessment it must be there, but in classroom assessment what the students are performing and what kind of corrective measures provided by the teacher, that plays an important role in terms of improving the quality of the student. Give prompt feedback. How the teacher can collect prompt feedback from the students?
Like in between teaching, like you asked us, no, what should be done to encourage cooperation among students?
Cooperation.
Having
Thank you very
those
much, ma'am.
questions in between.
Having questions in between. The
Even
prompt
the
feedback
activity
is,
with
yeah,
teacher
is
and
from the
student.
non-verbal behavior. The first feedback the teacher may collect from student population is from their non-verbal behavior. And as in this particular profession, as we grow, as we gain experience, we come to know from the facial expression or from the body movement of the students only that whether they are with us during our teaching learning activities or not. So teacher need to catch those signals and clues that whatever I'm teaching, whether my students are able to get that information or not. So their hand movement, their feet movement, their body movement. So that are the signals and clues given by the student related to your teaching session. So that also need to be considered by the teacher. And in yesterday first class also we said that whenever there is a class, whether it's an offline class or online class, the policy and guidelines must be very clear with the student. So as a teacher there may be certain rules or certain policies for my classroom, how I'm managing my classes. Those rules, those expectations need to be very clear with my student. My student need to know that if I assign them an activity and I said to them that on next Wednesday you have to submit this activity to me, so I am very rigid for that particular statement. Wednesday means Wednesday. If they are not submitting it to me, there must be some sort of action taken by me against their performance. So if I'm giving flexibility or if I'm giving freedom in terms of submission of task and activity, somewhere I'm not working on the effective domain of my student. I'm missing the dimension that is behavioral modification. Teacher need to be empathetic. We need to ask question to the student that why they are not able to submit that task or activity on time. But if the reason is not proper, there must be strict and rigid action need to be taken by the teacher so that student must be regular in terms of their activities and tasks that is assigned by the teacher. Respect diverse talents and different ways of learning. So we have variety of students in our classes. There may be kinesthetic, there may be verbal learners, there may be visual learners, there may be naturalistic learners who do not need me as a teacher in a class. They are here just to listen to the information. They can learn by their own also. So there are variety of students available with me in my class. So when I'm teaching to my student, I need to respect their talent. One student may be very good in terms of writing activity. My another student may be very good when it comes to the development of a skill or a practical related activity. Another student may be very good in terms of their logical and critical thinking skill. So if there are variety of tasks given by the teacher in a class, it is possible for us to have and respect the variety of learners that are available in our classes. Why the topper of third semester will remain topper up to eighth semester? Somewhere we need to analyze, somewhere we need to evaluate that whether at departmental level all the faculty members are giving similar kind of task or similar kind of activities. If they're giving similar kind of task and activity, maybe my visual learner will get higher and higher scores again and again, because we are training them for those kind of tasks and those kind of activities only. Somewhere the variety is missing, by the use of which I can collect information about by many learners. So project needs to be there, practical component need to be there, written component need to be there, test need to be there, presentations need to be there, and weightage to these components need to be decided at departmental level, so that all kind of learners have equal kind of opportunities to get good score and good marks. सो अगर मैं रिटर्न असाइनमेंट दे रही हूँ, जिस बच्चे की राइटिंग और असाइनमेंट सबसे अच्छी है, उसका इंटरनल इवैल्यूएशन स्कोर क्या रहेगा? ऑलवेज इट इज गुड. इफ 40% मार्क्स स्टूडेंट इज एबल टू अचीव, तो हर सेमेस्टर में अगर रिटर्न असाइनमेंट है, दैट स्टूडेंट विल बी टॉपर इन दैट इंटरनल इवैल्यूएशन. थियरी में हमारे क्वेश्चंस क्या हैं? रिटर्न में करता हूँ. So depending upon the ability and choice of the student and interest of the student, उनका अगर variety of tasks होंगे and the assessment criteria is decided at departmental level, it is easy for each and every student to have good score within that particular semester. So 90 days में what kind of activities and tasks you are going to give to your student. So after teaching, we need to focus on learning. But why we are not doing all these activities? NEP 2020 के बाद there is a discussion at national and international level कि student centered classrooms is the need of today. There is a lecture on YouTube, 1980 की class है chemical engineering की. Professor is Felder R. Richard. He is taking the class of mass transfer, and whatever activity he is performing, that is student centered activity. So these teaching method, these teaching scenarios are not new, but we as teachers are not using, because we have seen our teachers teaching us this way. We are not professionally trained in terms of pedagogical practices. हमें कभी किसी ने नहीं बताया कि lecture method के अलावा भी there are many methods by which we can teach to our student, and we develop our own culture and comfort of using those activities and tasks again and again. अगर आपने स्टूडेंट को प्रोजेक्ट असाइन करना है, इट मीन्स एज अ टीचर यू नीड टू पुट एक्स्ट्रा टाइम एंड एफर्ट to design that project, to assess the performance of the student, and evaluate that project at the end of the semester. And suppose there are 60 students who are performing those project based assignment in a class. As a teacher, you need to put an additional effort. So somewhere why we are using these kind of things again and again, maybe we are not able to manage the challenges due to academic and administrative responsibilities assigned to us. So there is lot that need to be changed in a system if we want to shift from teacher centered teaching approaches to student centered teaching approaches. So those classroom culture will not be easy. वो easy नहीं रहेगा आपको class manage करना. Those classes may be of longer duration. If the students are working on assignment and activity, the class may not be of 45 minutes. हो सकता है आपको 2 घंटे का थ्योरी का लेक्चर रखना पड़े, जैसे हम लैब्स के लिए रखते हैं. सो वी आर वेरी न्यू टू दिस पर्टिकुलर कल्चर, बट येस, एट द सेम टाइम इट इज द डिमांड ऑफ आवर एजुकेशन पॉलिसी नाउ. So somewhere we need to change. Now come to the second part of the presentation, that is learning. So learning results from what the student doesn't think, and only from what the student doesn't think. So as a teacher, whatever you are teaching, that is your choice that you are delivering. There are teacher intended objective and there are student learning outcome. As a teacher, my objective may be the development of the knowledge, but the student who is sitting into my class, he or she may not be interested in that particular subject. His interest of learning and my interest of teaching is not matching it at this particular stage. But when learning is going to be happened, when student become more thoughtful of that particular activity. Now think of your time in the initial phase of the semester, maybe after 1 or 2 weeks, we always decided that in this particular subject I just need passing marks. ये सब्जेक्ट मुझे पसंद नहीं आया, आई डू नॉट लाइक द वे द टीचर इज डीलिंग विद दैट पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट एंड इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर मी, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू स्टडी दैट सब्जेक्ट एट लार्ज जिसमें मैं पासिंग मार्क्स लूंगा, रेस्ट ऑफ द सब्जेक्ट आई विल cover and clear in length. Why this is so? Because my style of learning is not going to match with the style of teaching of my faculty. So maybe my learning pattern, maybe my learning style, maybe my IQ ability is not mapped well with that particular subject. Maths nahi padenge,
Then we have
analytical.
subjects from, like applied sciences, applied mathematics, 1, 2, 3.
It is very difficult for the
difficult,
student
and
because
the student also knows that it is not going to help them in any.
anyway, so student decided that learning is not going to be happened in that particular class. We are just going to fulfill the criteria to pass that particular subject. But what actual learning mean is when the students are thoughtful for that particular activity. So as a teacher, I need to practically think of that how I'm going to influence my student in the process of teaching learning. Here I would like to add one more thing, that when it comes to the subjects related to mathematical ability, design related subject, in engineering there are many core subject related to design areas. So student need to have some sort of analytical ability to clear those exams. Student must have some sort of ability in terms of their learning style and pattern to cover those subject in length. As a teacher, I need to think of, if that ability is not available with my student, how my student is going to cover that particular subject. NV 2020 किस चीज का ऑप्शन दे रही है? मल्टीपल एंट्री, मल्टीपल एग्जिट. So why multiple entry, multiple exit? After coming to the program or after coming to the course, if the student is not comfortable with that particular content, he or she has a choice now to shift to another program or to shift to another course. So that provision is also available in NEP 2020. So when it comes to the learning, as a teacher, my first role is to provide systematic experiences to my student. Those systematic experiences are in the form of knowledge, skill, and understanding. But at the same time, I need to think of that whether my student is able to apply that learning later on in their life. So what is the application of that learning that need to be think of by the teacher? So as per the, I was saying that this is not new. In 1982, there was one paper published by Elder. He said, genuine learning is active, not passive. If your students are just listening to the information in a class, they are not the active members. They are just physically present in a classroom. Another paper in 1984, students learn what they care about and remember what they understand. One must learn by doing the thing, for though you think you know it, you have no certainty until you try it. It means there must be some sort of experiential learning that needs to be happen at institute level. Practice based sessions need to be there. When learning is active, students will do most of the work. And most of the method as teacher, what we are using is lecture method. And when I'm saying I'm using a lecture method, I'm considering all my class students are homogeneous by nature. Homogeneous means their learning style is same, their IQ, EQ ability is same, their understanding or their pace of learning that content is similar. That is why I'm using lecture method again and again. But what happened? As lecture method continue, the retention of the material starts decreasing. Statement कब आ गई थी हमारे पास? 1972 में रिसर्च स्टडी हो गया था कि लेक्चर मेथड अगर वन वे है तो आपका रिटेंशन ऑफ मटेरियल क्या होगा? ओनली 10 मिनट्स. उसके बाद यू आर नॉट about that information. Most of the students are physically available, but many of the students are physically mentally absent from that particular class. So it means we need to have classes where students are doing meaningful activities. Now think of your subject whatever subject you are teaching or whatever subject of your choice is, do you think of designing activities in every lecture? If there are 42 to 45 lectures in a semester in an academic calendar, is it possible for me to design activity in every lecture? It is not. Some of the lectures we are just going to use to develop skills of the students related to that particular subject. So lecture method is also essential. We are not saying that teacher is not using lecture method. Teacher will use lecture method, but teacher will incorporate some of the strategies by which the lecture method can be converted into two-way interactive process. lecture method हमारे लिए कब जरूरी होगा?
ज़्यादा information देनी हो,
Yes.
कम time में।
कम टाइम में ज्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन देनी हो. When student population is more in number, you are not able to control the student population. For 120 students in private universities, you will not be able to go by activity based session. उसमें टीचर के पास अप्रोच क्या रह जाता है? ओनली lecture method. If the information is very new for the student population, again टीचर के पास पूरा कंट्रोल एंड कमांड है ड्यूरिंग द लेक्चर मेथड. the teacher need to simply select a lecture method approach. So whenever there is a lecture method, the teacher need to think of how to make that lecture the most interactive lecture of my delivery. मैं अपनी टीचिंग इफेक्टिवनेस कैसे इंक्रीज करूंगा? बाय इन्वॉल्विंग द स्टूडेंट्स इन दैट लेक्चर मेथड. बट जब वास्ट अमाउंट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन है, स्टूडेंट पॉपुलेशन इज वेरी हाई, you do not have much resources available, your quality of student is not up to the mark कि आप उनको randomly किसी भी activity में डाल दें. I have seen many of the classes in many of the institutions during my STCs where the teachers are assigning group based and team based activity and classes are like fish markets, because level of the student and the kind of pedagogical practices that need to be followed by the teacher is somewhere missing. So this need kind of preparation not only in terms of faculty population but also for the student population. So every lecture cannot be an activity based lecture depending upon the purpose and objective of that particular delivery. When active learning will be happened, any instructional method the teacher can select, but that instructional method is able to engage the students in the process of learning, in which the students are thinking about that particular activity. If all the time in my semesters I'm listening or I'm delivering to that particular information, most of the students are physically available but they are not involved in the process of lecture method. During my master's time, there was one subject, total quality management. Another subject was human resource management. Both are the elective subjects. And in both the subjects, we bunk most of the classes because we know total quality management का professor कहाँ से पढ़ा रहा है, from where the question paper will be set by the university. Human resource management में किस तरह की statements आएंगी, how the teacher is dealing with that particular subject and what subject, from where the teacher is teaching that subject. When as a chemical engineer we know कि मेरा टीचर मेरे इस बुक से पढ़ा रहा है, I know how to read and write English. I know कि लाइब्रेरी में all the old question papers are available जिसमें से मुझे नया क्वेश्चन पेपर बन के मिलेगा at the end of the semester. So I'm not going to be actively involved in that particular lecture. वो classes आपकी bunk ही रहेंगी. That is the practical scenario. Students are very mindful and they are very insightful from where which resources are used by the teacher and how the question paper of those subjects are going to be set. If there is nothing new in a classroom, the students are not going to listen to you. If they are available in a classroom, तो हमारे फोन पे क्या उस जमाने में टेक्स्ट मैसेजेस होते थे. अब तो there are many platforms available with the students to get into. So if the classes are not meaningful, students will not participate in the class. That is why behind every good teacher is an exhausted class. It is not about your advanced degrees. It is not about your advanced information and knowledge that you have collected over the period of time. If your teaching effectiveness is not okay, the class is not going to get anything. Tell me, I forgot, show me, I remember, and involve me. I understand. Give a man a fish, you have fed him for today. Teach a man to fish, and you have fed him for a lifetime. So we need to develop that confidence level among student population to do something with that particular learning. Business and industry have clearly advocated that in today's education system, there must be a place for teaching students to become team members, to share resources and talent, and to acquire social skills that will help them in the workplace. And the most demanding skill in the time to come in terms of employability is critical thinking skill. There is one research paper available on Scopus journal. They have conducted a research study in which they clearly mentioned in 2015, in 2020, the most required skill by the workforce environment is complex problem solving and critical thinking. In 2050 also, these two skills will be the topmost skills the work environment is looking for, because we are in the era of disruptive technology. आज हमारे पास एआई है, हो सकता है 10 साल के बाद हमारे पास एआई से भी लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी अवेलेबल हो. There is another survey that is conducted by McKinsey in which they clearly mentioned that in today's era, 400% more knowledge is available with your class student. You are dealing with one topic, your students are able to access 400 different websites related to that particular topic. So as a teacher, we need to think of that whether we as a teacher prepare for that information or not. If the quality of the student is not up to the mark, और हम कहते हैं कि मेरे पास जो स्टूडेंट आते हैं उनकी बेसिक स्किल्स भी, बेसिक फाउंडेशनल स्किल्स आर अवेलेबल, नॉट अवेलेबल विद दैट स्टूडेंट पॉपुलेशन, it is very easy for us to teach those students. Think of the class where high IQ ability, more than 80-85% students are available. They will ask questions to you that as a teacher you may not come in contact with because you are not searching information on different platforms. So they will ask questions that are more complex by nature. So आप कह रहे थे ना एक सिक्के के दो पहलू, तो अगर आपके पास लो क्वालिटी स्टूडेंट्स हैं, देयर आर स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ हाई क्वालिटी बाय नेचर आल्सो, दो स्टूडेंट डिमांड समथिंग एल्स फ्रॉम टीचिंग लर्निंग एनवायरनमेंट. उनको तो आप कह दोगे कि आपको बेसिक अलजेब्रा भी नहीं आता, वो स्टूडेंट कहेगा कि सर आप कल पढ़ के आओगे एंड यू हैव टू गिव मी द आंसर ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर स्टेटमेंट बिकॉज आई एम वेरी कंफ्यूज्ड एंड आई डू नॉट वांट टू शिफ्ट टू एन अनदर टॉपिक. So teaching learning, when we are saying teaching learning, cooperation and collaboration not among student population, it also needs to be among faculty population. In the time to come, it is very difficult for us to manage a subject at institute level with the help of single teacher assigned to that particular subject.
Subjects are monotony of one. Monotony is always there. The teacher is teaching the subject for the last 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, and you will come across so many teachers in Chandigarh who are teaching the same subject for the last
From the last
2 decades, 3 decades.
रिटायरमेंट हो जाती है, सेम सब्जेक्ट पढ़ा रहे हो.
Yes.
But once the technology get into the teaching learning in the time to come, the nature of the content, the nature of the curriculum, and moreover the demand of the student is going to
The
be
curriculum is not revised for after
changed.
3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Sometimes it takes around 12 years, 15 years to get the
and
syllabus
जब वो
revised.
curriculum revise होता है उसमें revision के नाम पे there is just addition and
जो
deletion of
लोग
the
आते हैं,
different
उनको कोई सब्जेक्ट अगर नहीं
topics.
पसंद वो उसको निकलवा देंगे क्योंकि उनको पढ़ाना ही पसंद है.
Practically
ये
यही हो रहा है.
और कोई सब्जेक्ट अगर इंटरेस्टिंग भी है बच्चों को फायदा होगा, नहीं डलवाएंगे क्योंकि उनकी स्ट्रीम से रिलेटेड नहीं होगा.
बट
वो
जब
तो
आपको वर्कफोर्स की रिक्रूटमेंट की बात आएगी फ्यूचर में, यू नीड टू डेवलप स्टूडेंट दैट आर हायर in terms of their critical thinking skill and in terms of complex problem solving. Because work environment में जैसे जैसे new techniques और advances आएंगी, the student need to think about that information before solving a problem. जो complex technological problems हैं, they are not going to be solved by your routine or logical kind of
Students को ना
thinking.
जेनेटिक स्किल्स में स्टार्टिंग यहाँ से करनी है. टीचर बहुत जब पूछते हैं कि व्हाई दिस सब्जेक्ट, तो उसको बताना होता है कि ये क्या है.
Application based
तो
teaching.
90% स्टूडेंट को हायर करेंगे, 60 को हायर करेंगे, दोनों को कर लिया, 10 बंदे नहीं. फैक्ट्री में आग लग गई दूसरे दिन, 90% वाले 6 लोग थे, 2
हाँ।
बेहोश हो गए, 4 भाग गए. ठीक है, 70 वाला भी कोई अपना सामान पहले संभालने लग गया. जो 65% वाले थे दोनों, उन्होंने देखा कि एक्सटिंग्विशर कहाँ पे है. वो क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग, मतलब आपको ना क्रिटिकल इंसिडेंट मेथड इसको बोलते हैं. वो एक इंसिडेंट बता देगा कि बंदे का क्या करना. तो उसने देखा कि आग कैसे बुझ सकती है. जो 2 बेहोश है उनको बाहर लेके गए, तो 90% वाले को फूकना उन्होंने, मतलब सिर्फ तो
I understand, sir.
ये फर्क है क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग.
इसमें एक और भी छोटा सा इनपुट है कि हम when we talk about it It's like it's very logical and it हम समझते भी हैं, but it somehow does not get
Yeah, we were discussing about that the business and industry environment is clearly indicating that we need students who are very good in terms of their social skills. Why social skill? Because the manager of the project today may be the team member of the next project. So that kind of team building capability, that kind of social skills need to be developed among student population. How it is going to be happened when there is a team based learning and group based learning promoted at institution level. So in AICT model curriculum also, or otherwise also in universities, whenever there is a practical component introduced to the student, there is always a group based activity given to the student. So when the students are working in different groups, students have a chance to interact with each other. They are able to negotiate with each other. They are able to develop their rapport within that particular group, and they are able to develop so many managerial skills when they are working in a group. So that kind of culture also need to be in the theory classes, where student maybe for 10 to 15 minutes during, if your lecture is of say 50 minute or say 45 minute, maybe for 10 to 15 minutes there must be some sort of discussion among student population, so that they have a chance to process information. Otherwise they are just listening to that information again and again. They are not processing that information, and when they are interacting with each other, the social skills are going to be developed.
Interpersonal skills, the most important.
Who is going to provide opportunities? It is the teacher who is going to provide opportunity. अगर 45 मिनट के लिए मैं ही डिलीवर कर रही हूँ, my student do not have chance to think about that information that I am delivering. What the children can do together, they can do alone tomorrow. So once they are able to do in group, they have a chance to work individually near future also. And in 1986 there was one study in which they mentioned the best teaching method is the student teaching other student. So peer teaching is the best teaching approach if we want our students to learn something. Another important information that we need to understand is what are the elements of active learning classroom. The four skills of communication, that is reading, writing, listening and speaking, that need to be the part of every class. रीडिंग, राइटिंग, लिसनिंग, स्पीकिंग में क्या होगा? व्हेन इट कम्स टू ऑनलाइन लर्निंग एनवायरनमेंट स्पेसिफिकली, एंड वी आर सेइंग राइटिंग समथिंग इन अ क्लास, student need to involved in writing. There can be an option of discussion forum given to the student where they can discuss about something while writing to it. When I'm saying the non-verbal clues need to be collected by the teacher, maybe the emojis that is used by the student during that particular session provide you a clear picture that what is the emotional well-being of your class student. When I'm saying read something, what are the different opportunities provided to the student during the semester? I'm not saying in a class. During the semester, few opportunities available with the student to read something about that particular literature. So you need to, while planning for the courses, you need to think of that how these four skills of communication is becoming the part of your teaching. So when the students are presenting information, they are presenting information after collecting information. When they are collecting information, they are reading and writing from somewhere, from some source. And when they are presenting information, they are speaking to the student population and students are asking question to them. So that method or that activity can enhance their four skills of communication. When students are involving in some sort of activity, they are not just working on remembering, they are understanding, analyzing and application based teaching can also comes into picture. So what teaching method the teacher can think of? The problem solving. When you're planning for your courses, there must be some sort of problem solving exercises. There must be some sort of informal small group discussion. Simulation or case study method of teaching can also be the good approach. Role play method of teaching or any other activity where the students are able to apply their learning. Sir ने safety की बात करी at industrial level. In chemical engineering, we have one subject that is industrial safety and hazard. So as a teacher, it is not possible for me to show my student the real scenario where there is an industrial hazard or some safety disturbance is there. I can show the recorded video to my student as far as industrial safety parameters are concerned. I can select few of the case studies from where my student get into that these kind of safety precaution need to be taken care of while we are working in industries. These are the different cases where many of the industries are able to come up, able to solve the issues that is happening at industry level. Chemical industries में हमारे जो risk होते हैं, hazards are up to the higher level of risk. So how those industries are managing those risks, how they are proofreading all kind of process instrumentation and equipment that are available. So these kind of case studies, these kind of video recorded lecture, these kind of simulation based studies need to be given to the students. Another is when we are involving the students in a lecture method and we are saying that my students are not able to cover that particular content. As a teacher, I know that what is the level of my student in a class. So as an experienced teacher, you already know that this is the level of the student that is available with you in your class. Your major objective is the student must be able to cover that subject or able to pass that subject. I know practically that it is not possible for me to change the level of my student from D to A within a given semester. D grade के बच्चे को आप A grade पे नहीं ला सकते within one academic calendar. It requires constant effort at the part of the department. But certainly for D, you will be able to shift up to the level of C or maybe up to the level of B. So what practical approaches as a teacher you selected by which it is possible for you while delivering, you are able to shift the grade of the student from D to C at the end of the semester. अगर D level पे आया और D level पे ही निकला, so there is a question on the teaching effectiveness of the faculty, not on the level of the student. Because as an experienced teacher, you already assess that this is the level of the student that is available. Now, how you are going to prepare that student? कितने days होते हैं approximately हमारे पास within a semester? 90 academic days. वो 90 एकेडमिक डेज में आपके डिपार्टमेंट ने, आप एज अ टीचर आपने क्या एक्टिविटीज परफॉर्म करी सो दैट स्टूडेंट इज एबल टू एटलीस्ट पास दैट पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट दैट नीड टू बी थिंक ऑफ बाय द टीचर. एंड AICTE ने जो आपका 360 डिग्री फीडबैक परफॉर्मा डिजाइन किया है 2019 मार्च गजट नोटिफिकेशन में, उसमें टीचिंग प्रोसेस के कितने मार्क्स हैं? 25. स्टूडेंट फीडबैक के कितने मार्क्स हैं? 25. कौन दे रहा है? वो स्टूडेंट आपकी फीडबैक दे रहा है एट द एंड ऑफ द सेमेस्टर. टीचिंग प्रोसेस ने में दे हैव क्लियरली मेंशन डिफरेंट डायमेंशंस कि आपने एज अ टीचर किस किस डायमेंशन के ऊपर काम करना है. सो अ क्लियर पॉलिसी गाइडलाइन इज गिवन टू द फैकल्टी. नाउ इट इज अप टू यू दैट व्हाट टीचिंग मेथड एंड स्ट्रेटजीज अडॉप्टेड बाय यू. So active classrooms क्या होंगे? Where there are different activities in which the students are fully engaged. There will be more involvement. There is just not covering of the content, but there is also exploration of the attitude and values of the student. Receive immediate feedback from the teacher and teaching in developmental rather than directive manner. So whenever the teacher is communicating with the students in a class, there must always be positive vocabulary that is used by the teacher. Even if there is a negative feedback you wish to give to your student, those negative feedback remarks need to be very carefully designed by the teacher so that students are able to improve the quality of the work rather than disengaging themselves from that learning environment. When you are saying that you are not at all a good student, or when I'm saying that your performance in this particular task is not accurate, one and the same thing. मेरे लिए वो दोनों रिमार्क्स इसीलिए थे, आई एम गिविंग इट फॉर द quality of the work produced by the student, but the way I'm giving that remark is going to impact the personality characteristics of my student. So teacher always need to use positive kind of vocabulary. So when you we do analysis of the various question paper statement, we always come to know that in many of the statement there are 2 times the teachers are using not. Why not? So those statements can also be converted into the positive kind of statement just by sentence restructuring. But most of the time, there must be positive vocabulary that is happening in an institute environment that is having impact on student personality. So when it comes to an active learning, different people learn in different way. Why?
There are many things, like the nature of set of skills they have. So, इंसान कहते हैं लालच, प्यार, डंडा, और मतलब motivation is either intrinsic or extrinsic.
Okay. एक तो मोटिवेशन हो गया, एक आपका लर्निंग स्टाइल है दैट डेवलप्ड ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. आपने देखा होगा कई स्टूडेंट एग्जामिनेशन हॉल में छत की तरफ देखते रहते हैं, उसको देखने के बाद वो लिखना स्टार्ट कर देते हैं. व्हाट दे आर डूइंग, दे आर सेल्फ एनालिसिस, एनालाइजिंग अबाउट द इंफॉर्मेशन दे हैव कलेक्टेड ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. They are consciously, subconsciously recollecting information from their past memory. So that is their style of learning and collecting information. There are learners who are education literature में हम उन्हें कहते हैं sparrow learners, जो सुबह 4 बजे उठ के पढ़ना शुरू कर देते हैं. There are learners who are owl learners. उनको पढ़ना कब शुरू होता है? 9 बजे के बाद उनको पता चलता है कि मुझे पढ़ना है. That is their learning pattern and their learning choice. There are linear thinkers in a class, जिनको हर information structured manner में चाहिए. There are dynamic thinkers in a class, जो multiple resources से information collect करके they are able to reproduce information. They are their personality characteristics. They are not going to be changed. अगर आउल लर्नर को कहोगे कि आपने स्पैरो लर्नर बनना है, तो वो आउल भी नहीं रहेगा, स्पैरो भी नहीं रहेगा. लर्निंग क्या होगी? जीरो. उसका लर्निंग पैटर्न ही आपने डिस्टर्ब कर दिया. सो व्हेन आई एम सेइंग डिफरेंट पीपल लर्न इन अ डिफरेंट वे, learners are not empty vessels. They have their past experiences, they have their past memories. They will collect information, they will critically analyze information that is delivered by you when they are listening to that information. Even when I'm delivering this information to all of you, you all are experienced teachers available with me in the group. You are critically analyzing information. बहुत लोगों को लग रहा होगा कि पॉलिटेक्निक में तो बच्चा ही ऐसा नहीं आता, हम ऐसी बातें क्यों सुने. But when attitude है, वो attitudes comes into picture. But once there are policies, once there are guidelines, and when I'm giving statement that need to be think of as a whole. So when in my classroom also, when I'm delivering information, my learner may have different choices. So वो first response अपना कहाँ से collect करेंगे? From their own previous experiences. आप अपने बच्चे को भी जब घर पे पढ़ाते हो, बच्चा कहता है मेरी मैम ने ये कराया था, यही ठीक है, आप जो भी कह रहे हो दैट इज नॉट राइट, बिकॉज वो बच्चे ने अपना पास्ट एक्सपीरियंस ऑलरेडी कलेक्ट कर लिया फ्रॉम द स्कूल मेमोरी. नो, यू हैव टू चैलेंज दैट मिसकंसेप्शन और चैलेंज दैट मिथ so that learning can happen. It means we have to provide the candidate a learning experience in which he is ready to accept that information. जब तक उस मिथ को चैलेंज नहीं करोगे, द स्टूडेंट इज नॉट एबल टू लर्न समथिंग. उसकी टीचर का कहा हुआ राइट होगा चाहे वो रॉन्ग, क्योंकि वो अपने पास्ट एक्सपीरियंसेस के साथ अपनी इंफॉर्मेशन को कलेक्ट कर रहा है. नाउ थिंक अबाउट द आंसर ऑफ द स्टेटमेंट. एनी रिस्पॉन्स फ्रॉम योर साइड? डी. एनी फैकल्टी फ्रॉम द फील्ड ऑफ मैथमेटिक्स? It is probability. Right answer is C, 1 boy and 1 girl.
Why?
जो विजुअल लर्नर्स होंगे उनके लिए फर्स्ट इंफॉर्मेशन वो कलेक्ट क्या करेंगे? आंसर इज डी. बट व्हेन वी स्टार्ट थिंकिंग अबाउट इनविच टॉपिक कौन सा है? प्रोबेबिलिटी फ्रॉम द सब्जेक्ट ऑफ मैथमेटिक्स. सो व्हेन वी स्टार्ट लिखा हुआ है मिसकंसेप्शन क्वेश्चन. Think about that particular statement that is given. ऊपर लिखा है misconception is not having an identical twin. Your sister called to say she is having twins. Which of the following is more likely? Assume she is not having identical twins.
Well, either be twin
So
boys,
all are
twin
equal.
girls, any option is possible, ma'am.
सर आप मैथ्स के हो ना?
अब नहीं हो.
अब नहीं, हम बाद में डिस्कस कर
All are
लेंगे.
equally likely, ma'am. Either they can be both of them can be boys or girls or one boy and one girl.
Any faculty from the field of mathematics with us?
Now, in this statement, are we going to apply probability laws? No, but it is as simple as sunlight coming out of the window. Actually, your sister calls to say she's having twins. Which of the following is more likely? Assume she's not having.
पर इसमें जो हमने कॉन्सेप्ट अप्लाई करना है ना, इसलिए मैं कह रही हूँ दिस टॉपिक इज सेलेक्टेड एज प्रोबेबिलिटी फ्रॉम, इसीलिए सर ऊपर लिखा है मिसकंसेप्शन क्वेश्चन. title.
Ma'am, what difference does that make if we write to discuss her request? Assume she, according to
So,
this statement,
sir,
answer B
adding
is
to
right.
the point that when it comes to collecting information, we always collect information from our own knowledge pool. Same is happening with the student population. Whenever I am dealing with the new topic or with the new content, whatever information or whatever past experiences and knowledge pool they have developed over the period of time, we start developing responses from our own knowledge pool. And then इसके बाद क्या होना चाहिए था, discussion about this particular topic, so that we are able to clear that why the statement is being written and what is the topic being selected from where the question is decided. And the second assumption in active learning is learning by nature is an active endeavor. We cannot drive a car just by reading a manual. मुझे ड्राइविंग स्कूल ज्वाइन करना पड़ेगा. Same in case of student population. When I'm giving them information, that information must be practiced by student population. Otherwise, it is not. Yes, ma'am. Is there any question?
किसी को कोई क्वेश्चन पूछना है?
So, learning by nature is an active endeavor, and we said that there are many methods available with us. So, this is the learning pyramid, again taken from the book of education psychology. When the teacher is using lecture method, and the lecture method they are mentioning is one-way lecture approach. So, when the teacher is using the traditional way of lecturing the student, the retention of material is only up to 5%. When the teacher involves the student in reading, the retention of the material is 10%. When there is a use of audio visual aid, means so maybe a YouTube recorded session, the retention at the end of the lecture is 20%. Demonstration method of teaching 30%. Discussion group, it is not group discussion, it is discussion group, the retention of material is 50%. Practice by doing, means in laboratory classes the retention of the material is 75%, and when the student is teaching another student, or when there is an immediate use of teaching, the retention of material is approximately 90%. So when I'm saying the demonstration method of teaching means when the teacher is practicing that knowledge and skill in front of class student.
Like yoga classes.
Yoga classes में practical classes. So that demonstration method of teaching is a good approach, and retention is 30%.
मैम इस हिसाब से तो हम पढ़ के
इसको फोन मोड पे डाल के चलाओ.
जब हम अपना कोर्स पर काम करते हैं ना, इनिशियल फेज में जो आपकी यूनिट्स आएंगी, दैट ऑलवेज गो बाय लेक्चर मेथड, क्योंकि उसमें आपने फाउंडेशन डेवलप करनी होती है. अल्टीमेटली आफ्टर फर्स्ट एंड सेकेंड यूनिट यू नीड टू थिंक ऑफ कि और कौन सी टीचिंग अप्रोचेज हैं जो आपके सब्जेक्ट का पार्ट हो सकती हैं. सपोज आई एम फ्रॉम द फील्ड ऑफ केमिकल इंजीनियरिंग और हमारा एक सब्जेक्ट होता है मास ट्रांसफर. दैट इज द कोर ऑफ आवर ब्रांच. मास ट्रांसफर में आपको स्किल डेवलप करनी पड़ेगी, एंड मास ट्रांसफर द डिमांड ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर कंटेंट इज एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड कंटेंट. सो एज अ टीचर आई नीड टू थिंक ऑफ कि मास ट्रांसफर सिर्फ थ्योरी पढ़ा के नहीं होगा. इफ आई वांट माय स्टूडेंट टू डेवलप दैट कंटेंट, तो उसमें प्रैक्टिस बेस्ड सेशन होने चाहिए. Longer integration, derivation, numerical problem solving, that need to be the part of that culture. तो मुझे theory class से ज़्यादा input कहाँ देना पड़ेगा अपने students को? Tutorials में and practical session में. जब वो उसकी practical ability and tutorials में problem solving करेगा, then only the student is able to relate with the theory that cover in that particular subject. हीट ट्रांसफर के केस में भी क्या होगा, आपको प्रैक्टिकल एबिलिटी डेवलप करनी पड़ेगी स्टूडेंट की, सो दैट ही और शी कैन इंटरनलाइज कि जो इस प्रोसेस की आप बात कर रहे हो, हाउ दैट प्रोसेस इज एक्चुअली हैपनिंग. ओनली देन द स्टूडेंट इज एबल टू रिलेट विद दैट थ्योरी कंपोनेंट. सो इनिशियली एज अ, हमें ये नहीं सोचना कि मैं आज की क्लास में लेक्चर मेथड यूज कर रही हूँ. एज अ होल कोर्स कौन कौन से डिफरेंट टीचिंग मेथड आप अपने स्टूडेंट को इंट्रोड्यूस करोगे, सो दैट द स्टूडेंट इज एबल टू कवर द कंटेंट. इसीलिए नैक या एनबीए में क्या होता है, कोर्स फाइल प्रिपेयर करी जाती है. वो आपको पूरा एकेडमिक कैलेंडर मांगते हैं कि आप क्या करोगे थ्रू आउट द कोर्स.
ट्यूटोरियल मेथड, ट्यूटोरियल से हम कम से कम बच्चों की जो वीक थी उनको थोड़ा सा इंप्रूव कर सकते थे, तो वो खत्म ही कर दिया. करिकुलम डिजाइन किया है?
मैंने कई यूनिवर्सिटीज देखी हैं, प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटी में नाम तो नहीं लूंगी सर, उसमें वो क्या करते हैं कि जो लेबोरेटरी टाइमिंग है ना, जिसमें बच्चों को आप एक्सपेरिमेंट दे रहे हो, सो स्टूडेंट्स में बी दे आर कंप्लीटिंग देयर असाइनमेंट, प्रोसेस है जो एक्सपेरिमेंट का वो 30-35 मिनट्स में कंप्लीट कर लेते हैं. आफ्टर दैट दे आर गिविंग रिटन असाइनमेंट बेस्ड ऑन दैट प्रैक्टिकल सेशन.
थ्योरी सब्जेक्ट में
थ्योरी सब्जेक्ट में तो वो पढ़ा रहे हैं, बट अपनी प्रैक्टिकल क्लासेस को वो साथ साथ प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग के लिए यूज कर रहे हैं.
टाइम मैनेजमेंट
time management. Private universities are putting maximum effort for teaching learning.
उनका क्वेश्चन है, लेकिन अगर एक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट जिसमें सिर्फ थ्योरी है एंड देयर इज नो प्रैक्टिकल,
एक और प्रोविजन होती है टीचर के पास सर, एडिशनल क्लासेस की. जब हम कहते हैं अपने फीडबैक है, करेक्टिव मेजर्स, एडिशनल क्लासेस, एक्स्ट्रा क्लासेस, उसका प्रोविजन टीचर के पास अवेलेबल है. यू कैन यूज दैट टाइमिंग ऑल्सो. प्रेपरेटरी हॉलीडेज होती हैं आपकी, जब आपका सेमेस्टर शुरू होता है उसके 2 हफ्ते पहले और एंड में 2 हफ्ते बाद यू कैन प्रिपेयर द स्टूडेंट्स फॉर एडिशनल. पर वो है कि फिर वो टीचर पे एडिशनल लोड आता है. सो फैकल्टी को ये देखना, आर यू रेडी टू टेक दैट लोड. सो देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स दैट आर गोइंग हैंड इन हैंड. सो एक चीज पे बात करके हम दूसरी चीज को इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते. जब हम कहते हैं स्टूडेंट वीक है, हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू प्रिपेयर दैट कैंडिडेट.
और एक बार जो लॉकडाउन में 2 साल बच्चे घर पढ़े हैं ना, सॉरी टू से अब आ रहे हैं कॉलेज में,
वो बहुत डिफिकल्टी है.
बड़ा वो ऑनलाइन में उन्होंने बेसिक फंडा दी, 9th और 10th बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्लासेस होती है जिनकी उन सही में गई हैं. आगे स्टडी में तो दिक्कत आनी है क्योंकि उनको बेसिक फंडा ही नहीं पता होता. ऑनलाइन यस मैम नो मैम, यस मैम नो मैम. आपको पता है कितने सीरियसली 10% बच्चे सीरियसली क्लास अटेंड करते थे. अपने ही घर में नहीं मैं कह सकता कि मेरे बच्चे मतलब ऐसे बहुत सीरियसली क्लास अटेंड की, तो 2 साल तो वो रहना हमेशा उनके साथ होती है.
वो लर्निंग गैप आ गया है.
गैप आ
हीट एंड मास ट्रांसफर हम पढ़ रहे हैं, उसके पहले कन्वेक्शन, कंडक्शन, रेडिएशन, इसका डिफरेंस ही नहीं पड़ा 9th 10th में. अब हीट ट्रांसफर को कनेक्ट करना